must remember, as you go out into the world to face the challenge of higher education in our great universities, is always to obey the law and support your local police. Good citizenship is its own.
Right in the center. And your face was all like structured properly for it, like your bone structure and everything was all like as it would have been if you just.
How do you know it was me?
Because it was you and I was talking to you like it was you, like it was Sasha, and you looked everything else you looked the same except for you just on central eye.
We have been looking at the state of this country and of the world, and it's a mess. It's a big mess. And it needs cleaning up. People are going to survive. Change is necessary.
Love God.
Most recent experience I've had with UFOs was when I saw a bus pass by at 333, and a few minutes later I saw an oval-shaped object coming down from the sky. It was looking very much like it was going to land, and It was flying way too low to be the normal plane because we were very close near the airport, and all planes were obviously green, but this one was, and it appeared behind some trees, and suddenly it got out of my sight, so it must have landed.
I ruined him for other women. I ate his heart at the dawn of his life, and now it is mine forever. I ruined you for other women. I ruined you. I ruined you. I ruined him for other women. I ate his heart at the dawn of his life, and now it is mine forever. I ruined you for other women. I ruined you. I ruined you.
The way in which we're not alone is a question I haven't answered yet. I can assure you we are not alone. As far as what they are, that is a question I have not answered, and I have been face to face with them. I have touched them, and I still don't know what they are.
I mean, have they ever told you, or are they, if they have, are they trying to mislead you?
I don't know, George, if they have told me or not. One of the big things about the Greys is it shows on 2 different levels, or 3 different levels rather, the struggle to communicate. And it is a huge struggle. I spent 11 years learning this and trying to do this. And to get information from them that's really reliable in the sense of I understand what they're trying to communicate, that's just terribly hard. They do not talk except on rare occasions. I've heard words, very rare. Mostly it was a matter of quieting my mind enough, and then gradually these pictures would start to come, and there would be a kind of a communication that would evolve that way. But that's not how we communicated. It's very hard to make sense of it, especially when they get fast and things start flashing fast, and it turns into symbolism, and I'm just lost.
You do not trouble her, only the forever, and forever, only the forever. and forever, only the forever, and forever. We do not dream of her, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever. We do not dream of her, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever. We do not dream of her, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever. We do not dream of her, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever. We do not dream of her, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever, only the forever, and forever. We do not dream of her, only the forever.
December 21st, 2012, you know, the great day, is going to be some sort of, you know, New World Order, Freemason type of thing. They're going to have a nuclear weapon set up inside of the New World Trade Center building that's going up right now. And on December 21st, 2012, blows up, kills everybody. That's the idea. So he was saying that there's all these signs that there's 2012 that comes up and all sorts of stuff related to New York City. And so this conversation came up on the drive back from Indiana into town. And we saw a road sign that said New York City, 212 miles that way. And my buddy Eric is like, he's like, oh, you know why that's there, right? And I said, why? Because New York is 212 miles that way. He says, no, because, you know, in numerology there are no zeros, and so that's a representative of 2012. And if you go in a perfect diameter all around New York City in 212 miles all around the city, you'll see that sign. And I said, you don't think that there's like some just standard measurement that was just decided upon, and that's why there's a 212 everywhere? You think it's because of this numerology thing? He says, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, we argue about it for a little while. Fast forward a few months, and we run into John, who's, you know, Illuminati conspiracy theory extraordinaire. And we're talking about it. I'm like, can we settle this right now? Because I think this is really silly. You know, did you say that this is the case, that the 212? He said, yeah, absolutely. I've seen it from various highways. And I said, and you don't think it has anything to do with some sort of a standard measurement, or even perhaps that the area code of New York City is 212? Maybe it's just like some sort of a send-up of that type of thing. And he looks me dead in the eyes and he says, why do you think the area code is 212?